Hi YouTube and Dragon Ball Super players. This is Spars Gaming. We have our second video. We're filming this after the day 2 one. We did it because our decks were made, so we just did the videos first from day 2. But anyways, this is day 1. 4th place. He got 4th place, and in the second video, and in the first one now, he got 4th place. So like it's insane that he got back-to-back tops. 4th place with 2 different decks. My brother played Gamma, so it was a very fun event. Most excellent at Manchester was great. The second day we did, I said it wrong. I said Manchester. It was actually Enfield. Most excellent, same store, just 2 different towns. But yeah, wonderful deck. If you guys saw my other video, first place was Chad's first place Gamma. So my brother played Gamma also, and I'll give it the floor to him since he was the one that piloted this brain dead. Very good piloted and smart deck.
Well, okay, let's start off with Gamma. I think at this point everybody knows what it does. Draw 1 on swing, and if I had the Unison in play, I awaken. And it's basically SS3 but for androids. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Unison package. For the twins and 2 of
just
Boo Unison.
Yeah. We saw in the tournament a lot of people were playing Hit. We decided to go Android 17, 18 for more consistency, but we realized that a Hit is becoming a little bit more popular since there's a lot more draws.
Well, I chose them over the Hit because I tend to play a bit more aggressive instead of just out-grinding my opponent. At least how I play the deck is I try to basically turn 3 and over. I just start poking at my opponent's life and try to hit their hand, but just swinging at them. And also, the main difference between this and the Hit is that this is a bit more defensive because my opponent really has to think about their first swing, because this gives it basically, it's like a beam to my leader, making my leader a 20k on the first swing. Or if they swing at it or anything else, I have it some protection.
Yeah, and now with the new Z mechanic, I feel like this Unison is gonna be a little more important in this deck.
It will be a lot better for sure. I will experiment changing this for the Hit.
Yeah.
Just to see how I would like it.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. For like the main package, 4 cells. Everybody expect. What I try to do is that people always expect this to go out at turn 4. What I did is I kept holding it off as much as possible, making my opponent focus on everything else I put out. And when this comes out, they're like, "Oh, right, that's there." 4 cell for the twins. Best turn 1 charge if you see it opening hand, or if you see it for turn 2. But yeah, this card, well, arguably these 2 cards are the best cards in the deck.
Yeah, that 17, 18 is so broken.
It put in the work. And also, these 2 are the ultimate counterplay bait.
Yeah, definitely.
Now for like the weenies, only 218 and 417. I only played 2. Mainly between the 2, in my opinion, she is the worst. Because if they see this down, they know where to hit me. They know when to hit it. It's the old, and him. The longer the game goes, the more safe he is. I believe, because by the time if I play this late game, the opponent's already used most of their resources on this. Yeah. And granted, the crit is pretty cool early on, but she's like later turns, the crit doesn't matter because they're already at 4 life, and a lot of times they won't care about protecting that crit damage.
Yeah, early game aggression great, and then 17 just becomes a powerhouse, especially in the yellow matchup. That they just the Trunks and Poutine just trigger.
Against Trunks Geta, this is the best card to use.
Oh, definitely.
Because it aside from baiting both their autos, he stays in active mode because he has barrier.
Exactly.
The consistency package.
Well, we tested out with speedy substitution, but we just realized that Android 13 is a lot better.
Yeah. So I say speedy 18 and this, they both have their pros and cons. Mainly that 18 searches for anything, and he only searches 3 or less. But I think what gives him the win over 18 is that he can search the unison.
Yeah, you need to search the unison as fast as possible.
And this what sets me up. This sets me up with the unison. By turn 1, if I already have a body and drop area, so I can already start using the free 5k from the drop area. And free 14, I regret putting this down at free. There were moments where I really needed that 4th one, or just to see it more often. Because a lot of times, like the 18, this will eat just about any counterplay there is in the game.
I would have fought with you about that. I didn't know you run 3 of them. Yeah. Well, yeah, 4 is a must-have. Yeah. I know a lot of people are playing 3 of. I
run 3 because I thought my theory crafting was that since this is going to eat just about any counter in the game,
and it did.
It really did. And it did. I figured, well, I'll just run less, so I see it. Well, if I see it, I'll only use it when I truly need it. And a lot of times, I really needed it.
Yeah, it's true. I truly believe that. But yeah, and you can always pick it up from your energy. But
yeah,
just sometimes you don't want to do that. You want to have the extra in your hands because it's very predictable, and they know that you just counter it in that moment. But having the extra one in your hand and picking up another one from your energy, your opponent will be okay. It's easy. I'm not gonna waste my counters. And then when you activate it, okay, then you're just playing a lot of mind games with that.
I played this super combo. Mainly because at least how I play it is that I play it a bit more aggressive, and I want to hit my opponent's hand a lot more often. This helps, and especially in tandem with this.
Put them more in the middle. There you go.
Yeah. So you could say this is my quote-unquote hand control package, but it's not really that. But mainly, aside from the way I have it, I draw a decent amount, not more. Compare, like, if you saw Chad's profile, he can outdraw me for days the way he has it. So I try to go more for trying to hit my opponent's hand, especially on the later turns when a lot of resources have been spent. And the way I play is just I aggressively push and try to make them waste cards. Did 3 of them work for you, or would you? It worked. It did not feel it clogged, cause since I do restand free energy at the end of the turn. What I usually do is since I already have one in the board, I'll use the other ones. If I have it, I'll use them most of the time for combo. So like, I combo this, rip another card. Do this, rip another card, and if I have the extra energy, I'll play another one maybe and rip another card. But an interaction like that hasn't happened yet. A lot of times it's just I'll use one and play the 16. But if I'm pushing for game, I'll just combo them right away.
Yeah, that's true.
4/8. This is my draw package. I saw a lot that day in the tournament. The winners profile list, they run the draw 18 instead of this. I will probably swap this for the 18 because it feels. I did charge this one time with the leader skill, and it felt horrible. Granted, I did have the weenies and energy to fix that, but I'm not gonna have that all the time. But yeah, I would definitely change this for the 18.
More like you don't want to depend on it.
Yeah, but the 18s are in terms of. In the context with this deck, is a lot better because she's a body and she's an android. So if I ramp it, I can just add it back to my hand. Yeah. If I ramp this, I can add this back. I have to put it back in the deck.
Yeah. No, I mean like you don't want to depend on the weenies to put the card back.
Yeah.
You just rather run in archetype cards. I know that Android 18's not the one we're talking about is the free drop that basically when you play her and she draws 2 cards. She's great. She's a 20k and android. She's not Red Ribbon Army, but doesn't matter. She's just an android blue card that you can always charge and pick up.
Because if I charge it with the leader skill, I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just add it back to my hand. With this, I can't.
There you go.
But I will definitely swap this out for the 18s.
Yeah. It works. The 8 works. If you can definitely run. I've seen people run it, but it's up to the player preference. But it's a good card.
Yeah, But I will definitely I will definitely swap this out for the 18.
Yeah, definitely. That card is great.
You run hard.
It deserves the price tag it has right now.
Yeah. Free of the counterplay.
Did you miss the 4th one?
No. I felt like this was enough because granted, what happened a lot of time in the tournament, everybody kept rushing down my unison. So if they do end up killing it, this is dead.
Yeah, straight.
And I just either combo it off or have it in my or put it in my energy with the leader skill.
Alright.
2 of this. Basically, it's a 5th and a 6th copy of the super combo. This is the main reason this is here. I did play it one time and it won me the game. I can't remember which match it was. I think it was the final round. But yeah, this is mainly just for a free combo. And I can play it off with the 1 drop from the drop area. So it's not like I'm wasting it or anything like that. But that's mainly it, just more free combos so I can play the 16 Revenge Blocker. And now for 1-ups, close out games. I'll basically, if my opponent's at 2 life, I'll overextend on purpose just to get them down to 1 and just pay 4 and win.
Did you ever beat
I think I won 1 time with this, and there was another time on the my only loss against the Green Cooler. I ramped it and basically put the game on a clock, and my opponent the next turn basically forced my opponent to go try to kill me, which he ended up killing me. So if I would have survived that turn, I would have won. 1 Kefla. This is my blue, the 1 blue card I always tech in any blue deck I build because I really like her. Basically draw 2 and then on tap 2. So basically turning this into a on tap 5 and 6 if I have this on board. Everybody knows what this does. And Baby Hatch. No need to explain that.
Yeah, no need to explain the best SCR that carries the blue.
Yeah, carrying the entire color in its back, aside from the blue unison. Next extra cards. Free of this. This is one of my go-to cards I cited out because there are situations where this is just simply just to defend. I rarely used it offensively because a lot of times I ran into situations where the card had either barrier or I just couldn't touch it. Free Bean. I cited it out because I knew my opponent would side in Borgos for that very reason. 2 Chilled Army and 1 D-Magic. I never felt like I needed this card. I always cited it out. Always.
Yeah, D-Magic is not that great in this deck, really.
No. I do run it just in case I don't have anything else and on a pinch, then yeah, it will work. But I'd rather use this. This is a lot better. And especially that my opponents will side in that the 1-drop barrier hate for this kind of card, and they just side in dead cards because I don't run it.
Alright, side that.
Now sideboard, the other copies of D-Magic never came into the deck once. There was one other game that only sided 1 copy in, and because I felt like I needed that 1 extra protection, but a lot of times I never sided in all 3 copies. This one I sided pretty much the entire tournament because I did play a lot of high cost cards.
Yeah. Would you main deck it?
I would definitely main deck it.
Yeah. A lot of blue decks are running this card and it's really good. Yeah. Sideboard or main deck is just
mainly
great.
for the blue mirror matchup. So like, if I run against an SS4 or another Gamma, I just slap this down and they can't.
Or if you're playing against U7, once they slap the Ultra Master.
Also for U7. And also, funny enough, also for GT, so they cannot aggro me down with the 8-drop.
Yeah.
or their RCR. This is for Trunks Geta, basically. So doesn't matter. I'll bait their Trunks and just nuke the board. And a lot of times I do run battle cards that are more than 4 costs, so I keep my board. They don't. For the blue mirror, basically, for non-gamma, because a lot of gammas won't run D-Magic. Basically, that's about it. And because I cannot use the other board ghost, because since it's not an android and it cannot activate on my opponent's turn, this activates in my turn. That's why I run it. The draw 18 that we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I do regret not buying more copies now that seeing that it spiked to over $10. Granted, frankly, I already have these 2 ones, but I will definitely, if I had extra copies, I will bump this up to 4 and run it in the main deck.
Did you able to play it all, or?
I didn't, not cited it in, I think. Well, against the cooler, I did put it in, because he wasn't full on hand control, but he did enough to put me in really low hand sizes. And I did cited it in against my last round, which is the Samasu Wish, only because I wanted to try to outgrind him, because his deck grinds a lot. But yeah, I will definitely bump this up to 4 and put it in the main deck.
Yeah. Will you call it an MVP on the side deck?
No, because I didn't use that enough. Only used it. I put it in two rounds, but only realistically used it 1 time.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. KO for longer and slower matchups, and this is a personal tech. A personal tech. Basically, if Trunks Geta tries to slow play and just try to outgrind me and outnutrition me, so they will probably expect me to do turning the tide, and a lot of times what I will do is just side out the turning the tide and put this in its place. So when they side in those Jirans and I slap this down, so Jirans are dead. They can't do nothing about it, and it pokes their hand. Even against red, what happens that, let's say I play this and they Videl this, fine, I'll swing anyway and rip 4 cards out of their hand, and this untaps energy, turning the tide, I tap out and I'm dead. At least I get 1 energy back with him, and then they ignore barrier, so it's good against the Trunks Geta matchup.
Yeah, well, that's basically the deck. We've been testing heavily Gamma ever since it came out, and we just think it's a really good deck,
it's
really strong, and I think it's a great contender for next format. We'll see what support it gets, but yeah, thank you so much for my brother for the profile, and we're gonna go to the next Sword Championships on August, and hopefully we don't know where we're gonna play, but yeah, like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys, and always remember to stay super.